Yeah, good afternoon to you. Let's start though with Manchester United, and Ruben Amorim has been speaking to the media ahead of their game against West Ham, and we can join our reporter Daniel Khan. Dan, good to see you. I hope you're having a good afternoon. Look, a big win for United at the weekend against Palace, and they've received another pretty positive boost this afternoon, haven't they?
Yeah, afternoon, James. Absolutely. Matheus Cunha is back fit and available for their game against West Ham at Old Trafford tomorrow evening. Cunha's missed the last two games, Everton and Palace, through a minor injury, but he'll be a big boost for this United team. Despite just one goal in 10 league games this season, he's really been so positive with his performances, especially when they've had that first choice front three of Bryan Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha and Benjamin Sesko all starting at the same time. He is such a creative, impactful player, but also, from what I understand, he's been so good around the changing room as well. Such a positive vibe that he brings to the group. So he's been a bit of a miss in the last 10 days or so, but I think for his manager, Ruben Amorim, he's very happy to have the Brazilian back.
I think he has more levels to go. He's in the different club, different pressure, but I think he coped with that really well. He was struggling because he was not scoring and because of social media abuse. He was thinking too much about the numbers, but the influence that he has in the team is so important for us. But I think Cunha has so much to grow defensively and offensively.
And Dan, look, they may have won against Palace, but there was a bit of disappointment surrounding Leny Yoro. He looked visibly frustrated coming off, and we know players do seem frustrated when they're coming off. I think fans actually prefer that because they want them to play. But what did Amorim have to say about him?
Yeah, absolutely, James. I mean, I actually put the question to Ruben Amorim because when Yoro came off, he was quite visibly upset, perhaps, with his performance. He did have a few mistakes. Of course, he gave away the penalty that put Crystal Palace in the lead that Jean-Philippe Mateta ended up converting. And yeah, he may not have had the best game, but the young 20-year-old French defender has had such an impressive season as a whole, and he's clearly developing so much. I mean, likened to Manchester United legend Rio Ferdinand in terms of his style. And I asked Ruben Amorim just how he found how Yoro has been since then, but also actually the culture that he's bringing to this United side, because Mason Mount quite visibly put an arm around him after the final whistle. And I think what Amorim had to say was quite interesting as well.
I also spoke with him because he thinks too much. He makes some mistakes in the game and then he struggles because he's too young and he wants to do everything so well. And he's growing. He's growing in one moment that everyone here is growing with games, with setbacks. So it's not easy for him as a young guy. Of course, he cannot give that to the people, the way he came to the bench. So he understands that, but he was really frustrated. On the good side, he shows that he cares, and he was knowing that it was not the best game, but he did some things well, and I show him that also. So he's fit and ready for the next challenge.
And Dan, Amorim was also asked about the impact of social media abuse after a BBC study found he'd received the most of anyone on the weekend they played Spurs. How did he react to hearing that news?
Yeah, it was very interesting, actually, James. And you might have heard in reply to the question about Cunha that he referenced social media abuse. I think Amorim was actually joking because previously he was asked, as you mentioned, after this study was published this morning, Ruben Amorim was actually top of the abuse league in that sense. The weekend they played Tottenham, the scale of abuse he received on social media, or referencing Amorim himself, was quite significant. And when he was put to the question, it was quite interesting how Amorim talked about how whether he agrees with what's out there in the media or not, social media as well, he tries to distance himself from it because actually he's very aware of where this United team are at on and off the pitch. So the best thing for his own mental health and perhaps his own well-being and for his families is to stay as far away from it as he can.
Nowadays is normal in any profession. When you are exposed like we are exposed, it's harder. But I don't read it. I'm not fake it. I don't read it. I protect myself. Everything that I don't watch TV when they are talking about Manchester. Not because I don't agree. Most of the times I agree with a lot of things that you say, guys. But it's a way of me being healthy. Because it's enough when we lose, when we draw, when another feelings about around the club. So for me, the only way, there is no other way. The only way is protect myself. Of course, I lose money in sponsors, in Instagram. I could win a lot of money. But for me, the quality of life, the protection of my family, the way I can live a normal life, because I guarantee you I live a normal life, is not worth it. Some more dollars or pounds.
Perhaps quite interesting there, James, that Ruben Amorim has turned down maybe a few brand sponsorships for his social media. But I think on a more serious note, ahead of this game against West Ham tomorrow evening, it was quite interesting. Although Cunha is back and available, Amorim also confirmed that he has 2 doubts actually going into the game. But he wouldn't say who those players are. But he did say that it could change how his United team played, depending on if those 2 players are available. So it'll be very interesting to find out tomorrow, Thursday night, Manchester United against West Ham. Can't wait for kick-off already.
Dan, I'm sure Ruben can cope without those sponsorships on Instagram. Thanks so much.
So that's, for me, it's the only way to survive in this world.
Hi Ruben, we've seen Matheus Cunha is in training. I presume he's fit for tomorrow. And what's the rest of the squad looking like?
We have 2 doubts for the game. I will not tell you today because we'll change the way we are going to approach. Let's see if Matheus is back, but I have 2 players that maybe they cannot play. Harry Maguire is still out.
And Sesko.
And Sesko, yes.
Just on Matheus Cunha, obviously this was a frustrating setback. What have you made of his start, and how many more levels has he got to go?
I think he has more levels to go. He's in a different club, different pressure, but I think he coped with that really well. He was struggling because he was not scoring, and because of social media abuse. He was thinking too much about the numbers, but the influence that he has in the team is so important for us. But I think Cunha has so much to grow defensively and offensively.
Hi Ruben. Leny looked a bit upset when he came off on Sunday. Just wondered, first of all, how is he? But then also,
in one moment that everyone here is growing with games, with setbacks, so it's not easy for him as a young guy. Of course, he cannot give that to the people the way he came to the bench, so he understands that, but he was really frustrated. On the good side, he shows that he cares, and he was knowing that it was not the best game, but he did some things well, and I show him that also. So he's fit and ready for the next challenge.
I know we've asked you a few times about Shea Lacey, and it seems like he could be getting closer potentially to a debut. You've talked a lot about the players playing for Manchester United, the pressure it comes with. Just wonder, how ready do you think he is for that kind of limelight, and how do you prepare young players for that attention that they'll receive once they start playing in the first?
First of all, trying to explain every day how to play, because if you are comfortable in the way, you have no many doubts when you are playing. That will help the kids to play. Then is to work the physicality, to understand that when he's training with us, give him time with us, to understand that the speed of the pressure, the moment to have the ball, to pass the ball is completely different if you compare to under 21. So that is the only way that I know how to prepare a kid to play for the club, especially for this club. So we will have to go there to have the chance. I don't know when, but he's ready to play.
Ruben, the next challenge is West Ham, and Nuno has recently gone in there. What have you made of what he's done and the changes he's made, and what kind of challenge do you face?
I had no doubts that he would have success, no matter what the club. He is really experienced. He knows how to work with different squads. He understands really well the league, and that is a plus when you are a manager. We know that he's going to be tough. He's really smart preparing the games, understanding the environment of the game, who has more responsibility. All these things around the game is really good on that. But I expect I'm just more focused. Of course, the preparation is about the opponent, but I'm really focused on what we need to do, what we need to improve, especially if you look at our first half against Crystal Palace. So it's going to be a tough match.
Can I ask you about Diogo, his role in the team this season? Him is playing in your squad. What's he bringing to you? What can he do better?
I think he can do a lot of things like other players better. I think when you see a very good game of Diogo, he can show that he has the quality, and sometimes it drops a little bit. But if you look at our team, everyone is a little bit like that. He's really powerful. He's good on set pieces, and you have to understand that in this league is really important. He can play both sides. It depends on what you want, the system that you are going to face, and to have that ability of playing both sides, changing position during the game, that can help you also to think about the squad for the whole the league. So it's one player. He's international, always playing for national league. So it's a very important player for us, but he needs to improve like